doing? It's increasing the size of an object. What does a reduction mean?
Increase the size of an object.
So here's an example on a coordinate plane, just a triangle. How do we know which was the original and which was the one after we?
The ones without the ones.
They're not called ones, but think back a couple classes ago. Primes. So the ones that have primes are the second one. So is it the inside one that's the original or the outside one that's the original?
Inside.
So let's just color it in just so we can see what the original was. So did we enlarge this or did we reduce it? We enlarged it. Colored is the original. When it's not on a coordinate plane and it's just a drawing like this, how do you know which one's the original? The one that's inside as well, so this would have been our original.
What? Oh, I kind of colored it.
The one where the lines end would be the second one. Did we reduce it or enlarge it? Nope. Enlarge. Scale factor is the number that we multiply by. When a scale factor is greater than 1, that's an enlargement. When it is smaller than 1 or less than 1, that's a reduction. And so all we're going to practice today is drawing it on a coordinate plane like this. And this might have something to do with the project we're going to start tomorrow.
Oh, the cartoon project.
We're going to do an enlargement with a scale factor of 2. No, that's grade 11. Here's the method. We're going to multiply the coordinates of the original object by the scale factor and then graph. And then we'll label the new coordinates with primes. This coordinate point over here, just a reminder, you go sideways first, then up and down. So this one would be 3 units to the left, meaning it's negative 3. And then 0 units up and down, meaning it's 0, negative 3, 0. The point at the top, give me the coordinates.
Positive, or 0, positive 3.
0, positive 3. Can the ruler banger stop it, please? Coordinate on the right.
+3, 0.
And the one on the bottom.
0, -3.
So those are the original coordinates. All we need to do is multiply them by the scale factor. So going back to the left, if it's negative 3, 0, and I times each of those by 2, what does the new coordinate become?
6, 0.
The one on the top, 0, 3. If I multiply each of those by 2, what do the new coordinates become?
0, 6.
The one on the right, 3, 0 becomes? And the bottom, 0, negative 3 becomes? Now we need to assign some letters to these points and able to get the prime. So I'm just going to start on the left, call it A, because I'm not creative, I'm a mathematician. What do you think I want to call the top? The left, or the right, sorry? And D. All we do is plot those new points. Negative 6, 0, we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What letter should we call that? A prime, it's called. The point at the top goes up 6. B prime. The one on the right goes out to 6. And its name shall be. And the one on the bottom goes down 6. And D prime. Then we just join the points. Here's our first enlargement. Did it get twice as large? Yeah, it kind of does.
How do you breathe that out? I got terrible hand-eye coordination. Your hand-eye.
We're going to take the same figure and reduce it by a half. So we want it to be half the size.
So we gotta go.
So just a reminder, the points, A we said was negative 3, 0. B we said was 0, 3. C was 3, 0. And D was 0, negative 3. And so we need to get the coordinates for A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. And so we just multiply them by a half. So what's negative 3 times a half? Negative 1.5. And 0 times a half? 0, 3 would become? And? 3, 0 would become? And 0, negative 3 would become? Now what? Put them on the graph. So 1 and a half would go halfway between negative 1 and negative 2. 0, 1.5. 1.50. And 0, negative 1.5. Is it half the area?
Yes.
Questions so far? Second example, we're going to create ourselves, and then we're going to enlarge it by 3 and reduce it by half. David, give me any coordinate point on the plane.
63.
Is your name David?
2, 0, 5.
Okay, put a point at 0, 5. And we're going to call it D for David. Carmela, give me another point. 0, 8. Off the grid. Can we make it 0, 7? And we call it C for Carmela.
Does it have to be 0, 7? Or could it be like 1?
No, she picked 0, 7. It's not the Nick point, it's the Carmela point.
On the chart.
It could be anything. Brody, give me a point. Just pick a point. So 0 and, can we go negative? Pick a negative number. 0, negative 6. Point B. So far, this is a pretty boring shape.
Yep.
Okay, Carter, it's up to you. Make it a little more interesting.
Okay. 3 and negative 4.
Ooh, I like it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't call it C. Call it R for Carter. Riley, give me a point to make this a little more interesting.
Is that where you put negative 4?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, you say negative 4. You say negative 4.
Yeah. Riley? Pick a point. There's no, I don't know. It's pick whatever you want.
How would I say it though? Because it's like,
You put the X first, then the Y value. So you go to the left, right first, then the up, down. Give me a value. Give me a number. Pick a number.
5.
Okay, 5, comma. Pick another number. 2. What should we call it? Riley. There we go. Although it's a Y. We'll call it I. Still a pretty boring shape. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Okay, Robson, make this interesting.
So, negative 4
Yes?
and 6.
I like it. We don't have an E. We'll call it an E. Okay, let's join it.
No, I put that in the wrong spot. Got you.
how do you join this thing? Okay, this is good. I like it.
Kind of like a spaceship, maybe a little bit. X-Fighter. Oh, I think I put it at 5, didn't I? Oh. No, it's mine. Okay, well, I have to change mine now because I can't make it up to 6.
We need bonus marks?
Do whatever you want. Use your example. Well, because of the points you guys picked, the enlargement's going to be interesting.
Oh, gosh.
How are we going to do this off the top?
I don't know. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do.
The link, guys.
0, 5. What's going to happen to it?
0 point, or 0,
How do we connect that?
2.5.
Oh, I just did like a straight line, just like a little antenna.
2.5. Oh, you're doubling, or making it bigger, so that's my help.
Are you making it bigger or smaller?
We're doing the scale factor of 3 first. 15. 0, 7. 0, 7 becomes 0, negative 6 becomes
Oh, it's time to like,
0, negative 14. I mean, 18.
3, negative 4 is going to become 5, 2 is going to become
15, negative 6.
there's the offer.
Oh no, sorry. 15. Oh, I thought you heard negative 2. I heard negative 2. Sorry.
And I have negative 4, 4. You may have the original negative 4, 6. Either way. And then I will have 12. You might have 18, just depending. Okay, how are we going to draw this? Well, we have to be able to. Can you imagine if the person planning out your brand new house, like, sorry, can't draw it.
Well, too bad for him.
So let's brainstorm. What could we do here? We could reduce the graph. What else could we do? Get a new paper, get a bigger paper. Not an option.
We could make it so that each block goes up by 2 instead of 1.
I think that's what someone meant with reduce the graph. So do you want to just make the scale different? Okay, so what do you want to jump by? So if we jump by 2s, we're still probably going to run out of room for some of these.
5.
Well, if your scale factor was 3, what's the best thing to jump by?
3, 6.
So this would be 3. This would be...
That's David's pen.
Yes, it is. You left it on my desk and I stole it.
I know.
I love it. I'm not giving it back.
It's fine. It's not mine.
I told him I wasn't giving it back.
Wow.
3 and then...
6,
Uh-huh.
9,
Uh-huh.
12,
Uh-huh.
15,
Uh-huh.
18,
Uh-huh.
21.
What about the other side?
Same thing, just negative.
What about the y?
Same thing. So I room for 18.
So where does 0, 15 go?
Right.
So where do I put 0, 15?
On the 15.
There's 350, 415s.
The vertical one.
Yeah, so 0 left and right, 15 up. And what are we going to call it?
D prime.
D double prime.
Why is this? Why did it go up?
And 0, 21.
Off the map.
Well, we'll estimate it. Brody, put it on my desk, please. One side for Brody.
0, negative 18.
Where does 0, negative 18 go?
Down.
Down. What are we going to call it?
E prime.
What do we call that? 9, negative 12? $15, 6. Now what?
Does it matter which way you connect them first?
No. Where are you lost? Well, I can't help you with counting.
I'm sorry. I'm bad at math.
Counting isn't really math. It's more like kindergarten. Why does it look exactly like the original?
Because it's the same thing, just bigger.
Because we went up by the scale factor, so it will look like the original. Sorry? Yep, now we got to make it smaller.
Is this D double prime then, or what we doing?
In a second, yeah.
I just said that double prime.
You said double D prime.
I said D double prime.
Am I going too fast? Okay, so 0, 5, we're now doing a scale factor of a half. So 0, 5 is going to become
0.25.
2.5. 0, 7 is going to become
0, 3.5.
0, negative 6.
0, negative 9.
He's just like randomly spouting numbers.
Yeah.
3, negative 4.
Oh, I was looking at the one under it, sorry.
So 1.5 and negative 2. Says the boy who's not good at math. Why aren't you writing these down?
I cannot see.
5, 2. Offer of 2.51. And negative 4, or 4 for me, you might have negative 4, 6. Or negative 2, 2 if you have my point, whatever you want.
Oh, I did it wrong. I was doing half of the
Oh, half of this one?
Yeah.
Back to the original.
I have 7 points on my thing. That's why I messed up.
That didn't happen.
Now we already called this one D prime, so what do we call this one?
Double prime.
D double prime. 0 and 3.5 will be called. But what are we going to call it?
Double prime.
What was the other one? That was just prime, right?
C double prime. 0, negative 3. (1.5) negative 2. Eric, come on, keep up.
I'm sorry.
1.5
I'm sure. I'm out.
4 is oh, we're only at 10:25.
No, let's say 10:27.
2.5 and 1. You're so lost because you were sitting there doing nothing.
No, he's too small and I don't realize his age.
Oh, I guess I gotta grab a new ruler.
Whatever.
The ruler company.
No. Break it. You pay it.
I don't have a book. It's mine. It's not like one of yours.
It's not yours, isn't it?
Like, you don't own any